Welcome to the Google Classroom reference video. This video is not an intro and will assume a basic understanding of Google Classroom, so I'm going to skip over some of the things like how to first create your classroom, and instead we're going to dive straight right into how to add students, what the stream is, and how to submit classwork in the classwork tab. Now, since this video addresses different levels of Google Classroom knowledge, I'm going to leave some timestamps down in the description below so you can jump straight to the part you need to learn about. This also helps in the future if you just need a refresher on something. So now we're going to dive straight into the People tab. Now, you may already be familiar on how to add your students using a class code, but you can also invite them via email. Just click on this icon here and type their email in. Now, this may be handy if you can't meet your students for the first day of class due to COVID, and I will show you in a second how it'll show up on the other end. So now I go over to the student account, and you can see the invite here, and I can choose to decline or join. From here, we're just going to head over back to the teacher view. And as you can see, our invited student has been added under the student list. You'll also see that we have the option to invite guardians. And to do that, you just click on the link, input the guardian's email, and then hit invite. You can also add additional guardians through the option here to the right. Now, what this allows is it'll give weekly email summaries, and any missing assignments, upcoming work, and new teacher announcements will be present for parents to see. Now we're going to make our way over back to the stream. The stream is going to be your main communication page between you and your students. To share a message with your class, you simply click share something with your class and type in your message. As you can see, I have this grayed out here, but here you would have the option to select other classes that you want this message to appear in. This might be handy if you have a general message that you quickly want to get out to all your classes. Additionally, you have the option to select individual students, but by default, it'll show to all students. And as you can see here, you have the option to add attachments, much like you would on an email. And then here under post, you have different posting options, including scheduling and saving as a draft. You hit post, and now all of your students can see your announcement. Now, in addition to your announcements, you'll be able to see any activity from the classwork tab. So that means any quizzes, assignments, or resource materials will show up here for the students to see. Now, I want to make clear that this isn't where you would post an assignment, since it will not give the students the option to turn things in, and it won't give you the option to grade anything, but you still will be able to see it. Now, I want to also point out on this page that it prominently displays this link here for Google Meet. Because of COVID, Meet has become a very important tool for meeting with your students. So they've integrated it with Google Classroom, and you can generate a Meet link here, and this will give your class an easy way to join you for a video conference. But we'll cover that in a different video. Now let's go to the classwork tab. And now we're in the classwork tab, which is where I think you'll spend the majority of your time. Now, how you lay things out here is going to be highly dependent on how you choose to organize things. I want to cover topics first here under the create button, because everything else above this depends on how you want to organize things in terms of topics. And I want to cover it because I think this would be beneficial for your own workflow. So in this video, I did in collaboration with Miss Angersina, not only to discuss what would be useful for you in Google Classroom, but also to show you an example of how she would lay things out. So I'm going to let the video roll as I'm creating these topics and then discuss why they're laid out this way. And now that I've created these topics, I'll show you how to populate it with content. So we're going to start with PowerPoint. So I'm going to go over to Material. And this one is a PowerPoint that is in Google Drive. So I'm going to click here, go to Google Drive. I'm going to find the PowerPoint, click on it, add, and that's pretty much it. So before we hit post, we're going to go over the topic. I'm going to make sure it goes under PowerPoints. Now we hit post. And now you see Geometry Basics is now under PowerPoints. And if we click that to expand, it'll show the attached document. Now let's put something in Notes and Videos. We're going to go into our desktop. So we're going to click on File. And under our Downloads folder, we'll be able to see that there is a packet here. And one of these is for notes. No, right here. Notes. We're going to open that up and upload. And all we're going to do to publish it is find our topic first under Notes and Videos and hit post. Now I'm going to add one more thing to here, which is going to be a YouTube video. So I'm going to grab the link here first. I'm going to copy it. I'll go back and create another materials post. Actually, since it's YouTube, I can probably just hit YouTube and it'll ask for the link here. Under URL, I'll paste it and hit add. I've already picked my topic as Notes and Videos, so I'll just hit post on this. In this example, weekly assignment topic is designed to house all of the work that's expected to be completed for that week. You can choose to update this daily or update everything in advance or publish things on a schedule. It's really all up to you. So before I add an assignment to this, let me actually show you all of the assignment types and what they're for. Assignments are going to be your most used. It allows you to create an assignment that the student will then turn in to be graded. Every assignment has a title, and you can add instructions if you'd like. And as you saw with announcements, you can also add an attachment to it, much like you would to an email. You can also add files for students to view or edit for their reference. And then to the right, you have some more options like having it graded or ungraded, adding a due date, and of course adding a topic for allowing it to be organized. You could also add a rubric if you have one. And you can toggle on originality reports, which are supposed to curtail plagiarism. And as you saw there, you can also schedule things or save it as a draft. Now we're going to go over to quiz assignment. And quiz assignment is going to look very similar. And I'm going to switch over to a quiz or a homework assignment created by Miss Angracina that you can check out here. And we'll cover how to do that in a different video. Now let's go over to questions. And this allows you to create an open-ended question that you want students to either answer or discuss among each other. You can see how everything is organized here by topics. If you wanted to change the order in which they appear, you can just click and drag on the actual topic and you can move it somewhere else. So if you wanted to move PowerPoints to the top, you could do it like this. And now PowerPoints are at the top. Now that we have our topics organized, we can go back at any point and organize how we see fit. Let's say, for example, this question isn't under a topic, so we can just click on the three dots here. We're going to head over to a topic, and let's add that under weekly assignments. Now we would just hit save on that. And then we could go back to, say, an essay, and let's say we wanted this to be a graded assignment. We can just go back to it and add a 100 points, and then we just hit save. So you can always go back at any time and change and tweak things how you see fit. So now we're going to head over and see what this looks like from the student's perspective. Here we are in the classroom as a student, and as you can see, we are greeted by the stream, and all of the classwork activity done by the teacher is presented in reverse chronological order. So all of the material that was posted, any assignments, all is shown here in the stream, in addition to any announcements that might have been made. And so as a student, usually you would come here to the upcoming tab, which will let you see if you have any work due soon. We don't have anything due until September 8th, but we're going to go back and take a look at the classwork tab, and now we can see how everything is here organized by topics. This works for students and teachers. It just makes things a lot easier to find. And so let's go over to that essay and let's show how the student would submit their work, and then we'll switch back to the teacher side to see how you would review it and then grade it. So for example, for this essay type assignment, I as a student would click on Add or Create, and that would give me the option to attach a document from either Google Drive, a link, or a file on my desktop. But for this type of assignment, I would most likely create a doc. And what this will do is it'll create a document for me. And as you can see, it created the title using my student name and the name of the assignment. So now as a student, all I have to do is type whatever I need for this essay. And then when I'm ready, I can turn it in. See, there's a confirmation screen asking me if I'm sure I want to turn this in. And I hit turn in. And now we'll go over to the teacher side and see what that looks like. And I'll also mention that this is also the spot where you can add private comments. If you wanted to add a comment regarding the assignment, this would be the place to do it. So now let's head over to the teacher side. Now, as a teacher, there are a number of ways that I can see which assignments have been turned in and waiting for my review to be graded. So I can click on the upcoming here, and I can see that there's one turned in so far. Let's go back. We can head over to classwork to the specific assignment and view assignment. However, I would say by far the easiest one is just to go to grades. If you go grades, you can get an at-a-glance view, much in a gradebook format, and all of your assignments will show up here, and you can just simply click on it to then view the list of students here, and then how many people turned it in here. So as a teacher, I can click on the actual document. This was the same Google Doc created by the student. I can just click on it to review. And as you can see here, I can make comments. Those pop-ups were basically describing some of the tools you have as a teacher at your disposal when reviewing documents in this view. So we are currently in suggestions mode, which means that you can make edits on this document and it will show up as suggestions to your students. So you can say, and all of your suggestions appear here, and then your student can see this and then either confirm it or reject the suggestion. In addition to that, you can, once you're ready to grade your assignment, you can grade it here, and you can add any private comments regarding what they turned in. And once you're ready to submit your assignment back to the student, you can click here, and here you have another option to return multiple submissions if you happen to be working on more than one. So once you hit return, it gives you a confirmation screen asking if you're sure you want to send it back, and then you can return it. And now the student has a returned grade. And you can move on to the next one. Okay, so now we're near at the end of the video, and I just wanted to call your attention to the settings tab. I'm just going to go over some things here that may be relevant to you. Maybe you want to change at some point. If you ever want to change your class code, this is where you would do it. If you do not want to allow your students to comment, or only teachers can comment, here's how you can do it here. You can show condensed notifications or show everything within the classwork tab on the stream. You can regenerate a different link for Google Meet. This is probably useful if you run into any issues joining the actual Meet. And then here's the last tab regarding grading. And this might be specific to your setup, but I just wanted to make you aware of the options you have. You can create grading categories and choose to show the student's overall grade or only show the grade that you put on the assignment. So I hope this video was useful, and I will catch you guys in the next one.